If I can break his soul and I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. I gotta take his soul.
Alright, fight fans, here are the top emerging storylines from Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua finished Jake Paul in round 6 with a brutal right hand. Some may call it a lackluster fight or criticize Paul's strategy and AJ's performance, but this was what it was always supposed to be. It's very difficult for AJ to hunt someone down when he is not engaging. Jake Paul's strategy was clear: circle the ring and clinch to avoid big shots. In addition to Joshua coming off a brutal knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, not having competed in over a year, and fighting in a much bigger ring than usual, all contributed to how the fight played out. So I don't think he was carrying Paul. It just took him a bit longer to wear Paul down, and eventually find the fight-ending shot. It is what it is. A tune-up fight for AJ. Now he can move on to bigger things, like his legacy showdown with Tyson Fury to determine the King of Britain, or a possible fight with Deontay Wilder. For Jake Paul, he deserves a lot of credit and respect for getting in the ring with Anthony Joshua. Of course, he earned a boatload of money doing it, but it still takes courage to fight someone with Anthony Joshua's size, skills, and accolades. Jake Paul executed his strategy very well in the first 2 rounds, just circling away and evading big shots, but then it got uglier in the later rounds when he was constantly dropping to his knees and going for takedowns. AJ also showed excellent takedown defense and heavy ground and pound, but in all seriousness, Jake did show heart. He was dropped several times in round 5, but didn't quit. Kept getting back to his feet until Joshua put him down with a big right hand in round 6. It's actually a good thing Jake didn't beat the count, otherwise it could have ended up badly for him. But props to Jake for taking on the challenge. What's next for him should be a return to his proper weight class. A rematch with Tommy Fury would be interesting, and is one he could possibly win. Let's see if Jake can make the necessary adjustments to defeat Tommy Fury. Alternatively, he could consider taking on a ranked cruiserweight and see how good he really is. But if Jake Paul still wants to seek mega fights that can headline on Netflix, then a bout with Canelo or even Francis Ngannou would also be a possibility. On the main card, Anderson the Spider Silva is still going strong at 50 years old, knocking out Tyron Woodley. Both are legends of MMA, but Woodley was always more of a wrestler and power puncher. It was always going to be difficult for him to face an elite striker like Anderson Silva, especially on short notice. Silva showed he is still as crafty as ever, and the finishing sequence was pure poetry in motion. In the post-fight interview, Silva said he will be pursuing a career as a police officer while continuing to train and fight. Silva can continue fighting other legends of the sport and inspiring the next generation. And a quick shout out to Tony Ferguson getting it done again in Misfits Boxing. That's now 2 wins in a row for Tony, and can't wait to see what he does next. A fight with Dylan Dennis in boxing or MMA would be interesting. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.